Hello, 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 everybody. This is April Burns Norris, the People's Advocate, and I am here today for our Soul Searching Sunday. I was supposed to have done this last week, but I forgot I was supposed to be watching another um, video or something that someone else was supposed to be doing. So I said, let me reschedule it and put it off until today so that I can actually not interfere with other people's broadcasts, because sometimes I kind of like watching things live so that I can see what I was being said and so forth and so on. So anyway, the topic today, like I said, is Soul Searching Sunday. And I really wanted to have this discussion because of all of the commotion going on in the world. And since planning this broadcast, we've had this abortion right stuff to come about, to where they overturned um, Roe versus Wade, and everybody is like in an uproar. And I just kind of wanted to see if I could at least just share my opinion. I mean, I'm not an attorney. Um, this is not legal advice. This is just me giving my interpretation of everything that's going on. Because for one, I feel like we are making this, people are beginning to make this a political issue. They're trying to make it, what's going on with my, did I do a live? Okay. They're trying to make it, okay, so I'm trying to go live on Instagram as well. And I don't know if I'm doing it right. Let me see. Okay, so no, I hadn't even pushed start. Um, so I'm just wanting to kind of give my interpretation of this Roe versus Wade being overturned, because I think we're having a lot of opinions that I don't believe people are really going looking at it thoroughly and looking at it open mindedly. Um, One of the things I wanted to say, and I don't really know how to long stroke. It's not that I don't know how, or that I could not if I really wanted to. It's just that I don't have the energy or the patience to kind of beat around the bush just to drag things out. So I'm gonna jump right into it. I personally feel that this is a major win for the people. Simply, and it ain't got nothing to do with women's rights to do whatever they want to do with their body, and whether or not a man should have anything to do with it. This is about looking at how the law, look at this from the perspective of the Supreme Court has just admitted that they made a incorrect ruling that has governed what the citizens of America do with their bodies. And this goes deeper than just what we do with our bodies. I mean, with this decision, this was very political when it was done, and there was a lot of untruths told to get this decision made, and all this is coming out now. But in my opinion, what this does is shows that even our highest court in America has just admitted that they made a mistake. They made a major mistake. And I don't know. Let me see. YouTube, I mean, they be doing too much over here on Instagram. I see what I was supposed to do, but if you could just get this off of my thing. All right. What's going on, fam? Live Black family. So I'm just talking about, well, this is Soul Searching Sunday, but really to jump right into it, I'm trying to talk about this Roe versus Wade decision, because it's what everybody else talking about right now. And I think we need to pause. We need to push pause, because what I feel like we're about to do, we are about to take sides without even understanding what the fight is about. I feel like with the injustices that we as a people have experienced through our court systems, for the Supreme Court to admit that they made a mistake, I think we need to realize that this is an opportunity for us to have them thoroughly look at a lot of decisions that are being made that affect us directly. See, there's things that are going on that we know is wrong, but because the courts are doing it, it's almost like our hands have been tied. But when the Supreme Court, when they're sitting here arguing amongst themselves, first of all, we got to understand that's their fight. That's their fight. We don't need to be taking their fight so personal, for one, because at the end of the day, we all still, okay, if they're saying that, having abortions is going to kill off black people, or they're trying to save white people, I don't know what the arguments that people are using to get everybody to protesting and stuff. But like, I look at it like this. It was put there specifically, originally, to target us. It was put in our neighborhoods, because we're the ones that's thinking to ourselves, we can't afford to have these babies out of wedlock and we're already struggling. Let's just go have an abortion. But the reality of it is no matter how many abortions we done had, they have actually gained wealth from us having these abortions. And for the majority, most of us are still living in poverty. So I don't really understand how having abortions are helping us. We're still suffering with mental illnesses. We're still suffering from medical issues. And if we're being honest, I can be honest and say I've had an abortion. I don't know if everybody that's passing their opinions about this stuff have actually had an abortion, but I can say that I did when I was 16, and I did it because I didn't feel like I already had one child. I didn't feel like I could afford to have two children at 16. And the baby daddy already kind of acting up. So I made that decision thinking, if I'm going to give myself and my one child a better life, I don't need to have another one. I didn't understand the health consequences that would come behind it, because there were health consequences, even though those things are never really discussed. And I'm still living in poverty. But I have to think about the fact that I did have an abortion. Now, I've forgiven myself. I'm not, getting hung on that part. But what I want to focus on is the fact that the Supreme Court has just acknowledged that their justices, whenever they passed that law back in the 70s, they got it wrong. So if they can get something this major wrong, they can get a lot of other things wrong. Instead of us sitting here joining their fight, see, they've always taken, even with the civil rights movement, they hijacked that and it became the women's rights movement. We got to stop being so fucking selfish, women. It is. It's becoming, it's going to cause us to really be more torn. And we can't really afford to do that right now as a people. What you say, the struggles and levels to the disrespect is ugly, and next level. Exactly. We are allowing ourselves to be used as pawns. They only get us involved when it's a matter of they need numbers. But when it's an issue that we need their numbers to help us get something done, we can't get no support from these people. And I say these people because I'm saying we can't even get access to justice. We can't even get an attorney to actually be able to be heard fairly in the courts. But we get ready to try to get involved in what these people tell me. I think we need to have a couple of seats and let's just talk amongst ourselves to see what's the best way we need to go about this. And I think we need to realize that this is an opportunity for us to say, hey, I don't mean to be funny, and I'm not trying to ignore whatever y'all's feelings are about how you might feel like they're wrong about taking away women's rights, which is, I'm not judging nobody. I'm not saying that women don't have the right to say what they want to do with their bodies. But we want to pick and choose when we want to have the right to say something, and we don't want to allow other people's opinions to be involved. But yet, when we want their opinions to be involved, then we can't just be having this microwave type system of rights. We need to be able to realize that let's talk together. Let's see what's going to work best for us all as a collective. But we've been so individualized, it's almost like nobody cares about what the other people are thinking or what other people have gone through or what other people's experiences are. No support at all. These people got us bent like elbows and knees. True. And we so confused. It's like whenever we see something on mainstream media, if they're excited, we get excited. If they're not saying anything about an issue, we don't say anything about an issue. And to me, that's a problem because we have injustices going on that really should warrant us going out protesting about a lot of things. But see, when we do that, we get criminalized. But you don't see no police going out here tear gassing them people, rubber bulleting them people doing. You don't see none of that going on. You don't see none of the Antifa going in and dressing up in all black and pretending to be us. You don't see none of the chaos you saw when we were trying to be heard. And I got a problem with that because, you know, at the end of the day, we are we got. And if we keep allowing other people's problems to cause us to be divided and to argue amongst ourselves, we ain't never going to gain any political strength or anything because they know all they got to do is push a button to trigger us. And we're just going to, just like our families are divided, we're going to just fall all apart because of something they arguing about. This ain't our fight. In my opinion, this ain't our fight. This is no more our fight than when it's time to vote. And this is just my opinion. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican because they're both part of the same system. This is just my opinion. You know, they just have different ways about going about how they utilize us for whatever they need us for. Once they get our vote and you know, make a whole bunch of unfulfilled promises, we don't hear no more from them until it's time to vote again. I just don't want us to allow the real issues, the root issues, such as, you know, once again, I'm gonna go back to the rights to the access to courts because I'm experiencing this myself in my own fight. You know, if we're already living in poverty, if we're already dealing with a lot of low income and housing instability and everything else, what's the chances of us being able to afford $400 and some odd dollars just to file a complaint in court? Most of us don't have the understanding of how to represent ourselves in court, and we damn sure don't have the finances to pay for attorneys. Even though our rights have been violated time after time after time, we just have to chalk that up to the game because we've just learned to accept it. You don't see anybody rallying unless there's something beneficial out of it for them, and that's a problem. Especially when all they got to do is throw something on the news and say something about the 14th Amendment, which really the 14th Amendment was supposed to be about us. It wasn't supposed to be about abortion rights. We can't get the 14th Amendment to be applied for the way it's supposed to be applied. But yet we're going to sit here and make it all about an abortion. And I'm just like, I can't rock with that. And I hear a lot of people chiming in, saying what they got to say. And no disrespect to them people, but they making me look at them like, really? This what we doing? This what y'all doing? Because I'm about to say this what y'all doing. This ain't what I'm doing. I'm not with it. Because I'm sitting here, you know, if we take time to read a comprehension, the laws that they're arguing about in Mississippi in this Dobbs, what is it? Dobbs State Health Officer of the Mississippi Department of Health versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization. I'm just going to read some of it. Mississippi's Gestational Age Act provides that except in a medical emergency or in the case of a severe fetal abnormality, a person shall not intentionally or knowingly perform ... or induce an abortion of an unborn human being if the probable gestational age of the unborn human being has been determined to be greater than 15 weeks. That was what the law is. But these people, Jackson's Women Health Organization, an abortion clinic, and one of its doctors challenged the act in federal district court, alleging that it violated this court's precedents establishing a constitutional right to abortion. They wasn't saying you can't get an abortion. They saying that after 15 weeks, you can't get one. Well, I mean, like I've been pregnant 3 times. And I can tell you that by the 4th week, I knew I was pregnant. It was supposed to be for us, fam, and we can't even get it to apply to us, but they gonna jump on and make it all about an abortion. To me, that's nonsense. Let's can we get some rights? Can we African Americans, whoever we claim to be, indigenous, whoever we are, us brown skinned people, can we get some of them rights? But see, if we're going to go and be selfish about it, it's about women's rights. No, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, whoever that baby daddy is, regardless of whether they have it or not, I know when I had an abortion, I depended on my baby daddy to go out there and get that $500. However, whatever means he had to go through, he went and got that. He didn't want the abortion. Then I ended up couldn't walk for several days, all kinds of stuff. He had to take care of me. Because I made a decision. It's my body, you know what I'm saying? My right, my life. But that affected him too. I think we've been real selfish right now. That's just my opinion. I think we've been very, very selfish. And I think that this is a part of why we're struggling as a people. That's why you don't see 2-parent households in the Black community as much as we used to be. Because everybody just thinking about themselves and what they want. And that ain't how it's supposed to be. That's not how it's supposed to be. And we need to stop letting people use us and take advantage of us. All I'm saying is, if you can't get an abortion within those 15 weeks, maybe you don't need one. Because after that point, you 3 going on 4 months pregnant. A few more months, a baby can survive outside of there. So you feeling fluttering and stuff by then. Why would you want to do it that late in the game? This is just my opinion. When you had 15 whole weeks, ain't nobody saying you can't go get it within that 15 weeks. They said, if you got medical issues or whatever, as long as you go with before the 15 weeks. But what these people doing, they arguing because they want to be able to get it all the way up to the damn baby's born. That's insane. Don't get me wrong, I ain't talking about nobody as far as mental health, because I struggle with mental health issues too. But even with me having a whole diagnosis, I get a whole check a month. And if I can realize that we should not be wanting to have abortions full term, what's wrong with these people with no diagnoses? They're supposed to be normal. Supposed to be. I highlighted a lot of things in here that I wanted to kind of go over, but at the end of the day, if people ain't going to take time to read the case to actually understand what happened and why they had to go back and fix this, because they did it wrong from the beginning. It was done wrong. I believe somebody paid somebody. This is just my opinion, because I know how the courts work. You got enough money, you can pull all kinds of strings and have a lot of things to happen that should never happen. I done been evicted twice, and neither one of those evictions are on my record. How'd it happen? Through the courts. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like a blessing, because if the Supreme Court can get it wrong, all these lower courts can get it wrong. This is giving us an advantage to be able to use that in our own defense. Like, we need to look at this a little deeper, because, hey, if the top dog can get it wrong, the little people can too. So at the end of the day, it says right here, Mississippi's Gestational Age Act is supported by the Mississippi legislature. Specific findings, which include the state's asserted interest in protecting the life of the unborn. They mad at the state, Mississippi, for wanting to protect the life of the unborn. They going into, oh, they trying to breed kids for child protective services and all that. Okay, let's just stop right there and say, what if that was true? What is it that we can do about that instead of joining the bandwagon and helping these people push their initiatives or whatever? I feel like if we feel like the government's trying to steal our kids and use them for sex trafficking, how about instead of us using our money on Gucci, Fendi, and trying to making music videos and doing whatever we do with our money as Black people? And I ain't trying to tell nobody what to do with their money, but what I'm saying is if we have a problem with what we see the government doing, how about we create our own systems? So how about us, let's create and develop some housing or programs. So like the Black Panther Party did, you know, when we were hungry and they saw that the kids was going without food, they created that WIC program. Okay, if we feel like Child Protective Services is funneling our kids into sex trafficking, let's create some programs so that we can take our children in and we don't have to send them off to them. If that's really what you feel is going on. I don't think that's what we think is going on. I think that's just a narrative that we hear being passed around, and that's what we're running with because that's what's trending right now. We got to stop jumping on the trending wagon because what they say, just everybody going in one direction, just because everybody's going in that direction don't mean that they all right. You know, you can be blind leading the blind. Just because that's where the way everybody running to, they might be running you right off the damn cliff. They not saying you can't have no abortion. They leaving it up to, they taking it back to the states because they making this a constitutional right when nowhere in the Constitution does it mention anything about an abortion. And until we can really just acknowledge this and get out of our feelings, ain't nobody saying you can't get an abortion. Furthermore, we travel our asses off as Black people. I love to take a road trip. So if just say I'm in Tennessee, if Tennessee's saying we can't get it here, if I can go and take a trip to the beach and drive, well, I can't drive the next state over and go get the abortion if I really, really want it. Instead of me trying to make this be something constitutional just to make it, you know, more available everywhere. Like, I don't understand. I know, yeah, I heard somebody say something about it saving white lives. That's their opinion. But see, we got to get out of what people's opinions and what they're saying. Okay, they might be going extinct. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that it's not something that was ever in the Constitution. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a right to get one if you want one. But why are you going to try to, it's almost like saying, let me think of an example. I don't know. I mean, really, this is a thin line when we start trying to make something be, we putting words in the Constitution, we adding our own interpretation to the Constitution. And when we start doing that, that's why the law is never able to really be followed because everybody's pushing the boundaries. You know, if you got a property line and then somebody comes in and these people been living here for 20, 30 years, but they sell it to somebody. And these people come in that bought it, they think, well, from my understanding of what I'm reading, my property line should come a little closer over onto your property line. But if the wording, if you don't have somebody to come and survey, and if it does not match up to what the original documents say, just because you think something or you feel like it would be a little more convenient, you can't change the law just because it might be more convenient for you. Originally, abortions were illegal, period. It was considered a crime. Every word. So there's no way that was added. It was intended to be part of the Constitution. It was up to the states to decide how they wanted to handle that when they came about it. And that's all the Supreme Court's doing is reversing it back to put it in the hands of the states. All the states ain't saying that they gonna ban it. Only some of them. Well, we know in the South, we live in the Bible Belt. We live in the Bible Belt. Okay. So if you want one, the same way We don't have a beach here in Tennessee. If we want to go to the beach, guess what we do? We go to Alabama, we go to South Carolina, we go to California. We go do what we gotta do to go get to the beach. But all I'm trying to make a point is that right now, and I feel like for them to admit that they made a mistake on the level of the Supreme Court, this is our opportunity to also say, hey, y'all might be getting some other stuff wrong in these lower courts. If the Supreme Court can get it wrong, what's up, fam? If the Supreme Court can get it wrong, then these lower courts, Kentucky court, can get it wrong. This is an opportunity for us to use to our advantage, and we get ready to let it slide by. And that to me, that's the sad part. We need to regroup right quick. This ain't our fight. The courts are fighting. That's their fight. But I feel like right now, this will be the perfect opportunity for us to get our heads together to see how we can have them relook at Florida laws on what they're doing to, you know, without calling certain names. I'm just saying. What's up, fam? Yeah, let me let you in here. Shalom, family. Where you at? Shit. I don't know how to get you on here. Anyway, I don't know how to do it, but I'm over here. I'm doing one on StreamYard also, and that'll be on my YouTube channel. But we need to talk. Like, we can set up a well, we can do a live stream if you want to. We need to talk about this because I think we're gonna let a opportunity slip by that could really be beneficial to us as a people and for the causes that we need to get some attention on. If they can get it wrong on that high of a level, the Supreme Court acknowledging they fucked up, this is time for us to relook at some other things. We don't need to just jump on whatever bandwagon that seems to be making the most noise right now. I'm not saying women don't have rights. I get that part. Yeah, we'll do it later. But I'm saying, I think we're gonna let this situation be used to divide us instead of using it as an opportunity to help further our causes. That's all I gotta say about that. But really, I wanted to do this as Soul Searching Sunday, but I really wanted to touch on that because we got a lot of people coming out of character about this. And I really feel like we got bigger issues going on within our own communities rather than for us to be sitting here making this a personal thing about abortion rights. You know what I'm saying? Civil rights. Can we get some human rights? Can we be treated like humans before we lose our start focusing on having an abortion? Can I just get access to justice? Can I just get, not harassed for sitting in my car as a Black person? Can I not be criminalized for being homeless before we sit here and put all our energy and effort into arguing about having an abortion that we got to spend $500 to have? That's all I'm saying. And I just keep it 100, y'all. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just giving you my opinion. I feel like we need to take a step back, think about this, regroup. Let's have a discussion. They don't have to be online all the time. And that's another thing. We got to stop letting our business be their business. Because, see, when they want to do something, they going to make it happen. When they do it, they done negotiated everything behind the scenes. And then they come to the forefront once they done got it all figured out. That's how they able to, make their stuff pop. I'm just asking y'all to just take a step back, people. Think about this as an opportunity. We don't need to choose sides right now. Neither one of those sides is our side. It's just my opinion. If y'all want to, maybe get together and do a live stream, we can open up the thing. I got the StreamYard thing, so we can get everybody on there and talk. We gotta calm down for a minute. Like I said, if we feel like this is a way that they're trying to use our children to go into sex trafficking, we need to start thinking about how we can create some programs so that when children go into foster care, we can take them into our programs. Remember how the Panther Party did with the WIC program and all that? Let's Let's start doing that. Let's be proactive instead of reactive. Because we can do it. We got the skills. We just we don't organize ourselves until it's too late. So this is an opportunity. Okay, if they're going to start, if there's going to be an increase of unwanted pregnancies, okay, let's create a program to be able to take those babies in so that they're not going into the government system that we know ain't really meant for our babies, that it don't never really work out good for them. I mean, that part is true. We just got to do better instead of just reacting. We got a lot of issues and things going on with within our own communities. And it really bothers me to see us get so involved in something that matters, but we got other issues that matter more. We got people that's on facing the death penalty that shouldn't be right now. Can we focus on that? Can we get all this attention behind that? That's all. So I ain't gonna stay long because really, I once again, I was really wanting to talk about soul searching. But soul searching, a lot of times, in my opinion, it's about us being honest with ourselves. We got to stop being so sensationalized, like triggered by everything. Calm down. Let's regroup. But anyway, I love y'all. Let's do something. Y'all hit me up. Y'all know where I'm at. I ain't going nowhere. I'm doing what I do. But this is an opportunity for us to actually help ourselves if we think about it. If they got it wrong and they're admitting it, that means they done did some other things wrong. It's time for us to put some weight on that. So I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Yeah, so I did want to just go live on Instagram to do that broadcast, because I know a lot of people are not over here on my YouTube channel yet. But we do have to start getting real about how we respond to these triggers that's going on. If we react to everything that we see on social media or on mainstream media, y'all, we ain't gonna be able to think straight. We ain't never gonna get nothing accomplished because we spreading ourselves too thin. We over here fighting this fire, that fire, that fire, that fire, that fire, and none of them are getting put out. We've been distracted. We got to cut this out and get together. Anywho, I'll do another stream later. I done got excited. I didn't have no procedure or process that I was trying to go by on this one, but I did just want to let everybody know we need to calm down and think about what we can actually do with this. So until next time, y'all be good with love, light, and life lessons learned. This is the People's Advocate. See you soon.